Welcome to Puerto Vallarta. I am sitting here with Taniel Chemsian from Taniel Chemsian Properties, and we are sitting in a just under $1 million penthouse here in the romantic zone of Puerto Vallarta. We're going to hear from Taniel about all about this place here specifically and what you could pick it up for, and a little bit about real estate in Puerto Vallarta in general. So let's meet Taniel.
Hey everybody, I'm Taniel Chemsian from Taniel Chemsian Properties here in Puerto Vallarta. And I moved here from Los Angeles over 22 years ago. It's hard to believe I've been here that long. My gray hairs kind of point to that fact. And we're sitting here in this beautiful penthouse at Pier 57 in the romantic zone. This is a corner penthouse. I call it a trophy penthouse because there is no other penthouse in this building quite like it, with a wraparound terrace, with the ocean, city, and mountain views.
So I'm not going to show you this property just yet. We're going to talk a little bit about general properties, what things are for sale for in the Puerto Vallarta area, in different neighborhoods, what's kind of up and coming, and what's well established, and what you could get properties for in different parts of town. So let's talk about that, and then we will take a tour of this penthouse.
So if you're looking for a condo in the romantic zone, there's quite a range. So if you want something that's newly built or under construction, or if you're looking for something that's a resale that's maybe 10 or 20 years old. So from a studio, you're looking at maybe around 200,000 more or less and up. And when I say up, it could be in the millions. So depending on your budget, depending on the type of unit that you want, studio, 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom, you have that wide range, which is fantastic because if you're looking for a condo anywhere on the coastline in the United States, you are not going to find anything for $200,000. So that's one of the beauties about moving to Mexico, because there are affordable places. Now, that being said, it's not like everything's 200,000. You're not going to get ocean views. It's going to be a studio, but you got a place in Mexico for your new lifestyle that you're looking for.
So I like that. 200,000 is a good starting point, but as Taniel said, it's not this unit here, but it is a place where it's your base camp, essentially. I mean, you don't have to spend a lot of time in your place. There's so much to do in the romantic zone or in Puerto Vallarta in general. And there are also condo fees on top of what you pay to own it. Of course, condo fees are a repeating thing, and most people pay cash for property in Mexico. So let's hear a little bit about fees and also about other parts of town.
So condo fees, which are typically called the HOA dues, those are monthly recurring expenses that you have to pay the homeowners association. So what are those fees like? How much and what do they include? Well, every building is different. There are some buildings that don't have any amenities. There's no pool, there's no elevator, no gardens. It's just a simple structure, stairs to go up to the unit, and that's it. So if you got a 1 bedroom in one of these buildings that don't have any bells and whistles, it could be $150, $200, $250. But if you're looking for luxury, amenities, rooftop pool, an elevator, a gym, co-working space, a fireplace, and some buildings even have poolside service, cocktails and food. So you're going to be paying for those amenities and services. Imagine like a 5-star luxury hotel. So with that being said, for a 2-bedroom condo, it could be anywhere from $400 up to maybe $800 or even more. So it really depends on what kind of services you're looking for and what is a comfortable budget that you're going to have for monthly expenses.
Now, there is the option to rent out your place, short-term, long-term. So I do want to touch on that because, yeah, there are expenses, but there's also potential for recurring revenue, including in this place here that's for sale. So let's just hear a little bit about what places rent for if you were to invest in a property and maybe use it just, now and then and have it available the rest of the time.
In terms of rental, if you're looking for short-term versus long-term, now, some buildings do not allow short-term. What is a short-term rental? It could be maybe like a 3-day, 4-day weekend getaway. Some buildings will allow that, and some buildings have a requirement of at least a week or a month. They're rare, but those buildings do exist. There are a few buildings that don't allow for rentals at all. But for the most part, we're in Puerto Vallarta. It's a resort destination. You're going to find a lot of buildings that do offer short-term rentals. And of course, long-term rentals, you get a bigger break. You're here for the long term, a month, 2 months. Sometimes clients rent for 6 months or a year at a time. So depending on what you're looking for, it's available in Puerto Vallarta.
So I want to hear, so we are currently in the romantic zone. We're kind of at the edge of the romantic zone near Amapas, which is the south side of the romantic zone. So I want to hear about other neighborhoods, maybe Amapas, where we're just next to. Also Versailles is the place I'm going next for another interview. So let's hear about a couple other areas of Puerto Vallarta.
So the romantic zone is one of the most famous neighborhoods in all of Mexico, not just Puerto Vallarta, but we're talking about the entire country. But it's not the only fabulous neighborhood. To the north of romantic zone, you have El Centro. That's where the boardwalk is, the Malecón. And right behind El Centro, you have Gringo Gulch. That's where Elizabeth Taylor and Tim Burton stayed when Tim Burton was filming The Night of the Iguanas. As a matter of fact, it was that movie that put Puerto Vallarta on the global map in terms of a resort destination. That's when the Americans started flocking down here because of those two famous celebrities. Now, just north of El Centro, you have the 5th of December. We call that Cinco de Diciembre. And I have clients, actually friends of mine, not clients, friends of mine who rent in Cinco de Diciembre in an older building. It's a 2-bedroom, 2-bath. It's got a rooftop jacuzzi, fantastic views. And I think they pay around $1,500 a month. Just north of that, you have the hotel zone. And east of the hotel zone, you have Versailles, Fluvial. These are all booming areas. There are a lot of fantastic new condominium buildings going up. We have a Costco there. We have a grocery store called La Comer, which is kind of like Whole Foods back in the United States. So Puerto Vallarta has it all. It has all the neighborhoods in terms of flat land, the mountains, on the beach, inland. If you want to go further south from Amapas, you have Conchas Chinas, Upper Conchas Chinas, Lower Conchas Chinas. You have the Punta Negra Beach, which is one of the most beautiful beaches in all of Puerto Vallarta. And then further south, you have Mismaloya and Boca de Tomatlan. Don't get confused. I know it sounds like a lot of neighborhoods. It is. But the bay in Banderas is not that massive. It is the second largest natural bay in the world. But when you look at it, to get from point A to point B, it's not going to take you a 3-hour drive. As a matter of fact, from the romantic zone to all these other neighborhoods that I just mentioned, it's anywhere from a 2-minute to a 15, 20-minute drive. So it's not far. That's one of the beauties about living in Puerto Vallarta. You can visit multiple neighborhoods in just a couple of hours.
So Taniel's contact information is going to be down below. We're about to take that tour. But if you are looking for a place to buy, you can contact him, contact his agency, and get a tour probably of these different areas and see what it is that is perfect for you. What is the right spot for you? What is the right spot for your budget? And what is the right spot for your lifestyle? But speaking of lifestyle, let's look at this lifestyle here, and then we'll reveal the price.
So this is Penthouse 701 at Pier 57. It is a trophy penthouse. And what do I mean by that? That means it is an absolute winner. There's no other unit in this building quite like this penthouse. With a wraparound terrace, you have more than 270-degree views. You have views of the Sierra Madre Mountains. You have views of the city. You have views of the ocean. And you could even see the world-famous Los Muertos Beach Pier from the terrace. Now, it's a 1-bedroom, 2-bath, high vaulted ceilings. It's got a fantastic kitchen. This place rents out all the time. So if you're looking for an income-generating property in the romantic zone with views, you've got it at Pier 57, Penthouse 701. And also, it's quiet. You hear birds chirping. There are no buses, no nightclubs. There's no noise whatsoever besides maybe car driving down the little residential street. Can you hear the birds? That's exactly what you get. If you're looking for a peaceful vacation destination, a resort town, a resort style living, just to relax and decompress, this penthouse delivers.
Yeah, the walk over here, I just had coffee this morning down in just down the hill a little bit in the midst of kind of the fun zone, the fun part of the Zona Romantica, where there are all the bars and restaurants and things like this. This is a little more the residential side of Zona Romantica on the south side. So it is definitely quieter over here than it is in town. I'm not sure if the microphones are picking up the birds, but we can definitely hear the birds even up here on the 7th floor. So let's go ahead and ask what this place will set you back.
Penthouse 701, it's a 1-bedroom, 2-bath. It's approximately 1,300 square feet. You've got great outdoor space. and it's priced at $985,000.
So a lot of places like this, when you get that cost, it does include furniture. So let's see if anything is included.
So the property is being sold partially furnished. Things like artwork or art-like objects are not included. However, if there's a piece of art that you want, maybe you can make an offer and ask the owner if they'd be willing to part with it.
Now, unfortunately, we can't film in the common areas, so we can't film the rooftop or the security desk or some of those things because the Homeowners Association is protecting the privacy. This is a pretty exclusive place. So, however, if you are interested in this place, you can contact Taniel and he can give you a personalized tour. So not only is Taniel a real estate broker, he also has a podcast and a YouTube channel and in House Hunters International connection. So let me have him tell you a little bit about that. Once again, his contact information is down below if you're looking for real estate anywhere in Puerto Vallarta. Let's hear a little bit about the rest of Taniel.
So we do have a podcast. It's called Live by Design Mexico Edition. That's on YouTube, Amazon, Apple, and Spotify. And Live by Design is my company's motto because, this is all about designing your future, designing the life that you want to live. And we have so many American and Canadian friends that just want a big change in their life. They want to move to Mexico, but for some reason or another, it's whether it's fear, it's the opinions of others, or it's a media sensationalism that paints Mexico something that it truly isn't. Every time you turn on the channel, they talk about cartels and kidnappings. And for that reason, people have this, it's embedded, they've been brainwashed to believe that, that covers the entire country. How much crime is there in the United States? How much crime is there in Canada and every other country in the world? Are there any countries that are 100% safe? Absolutely not. Is Mexico perfect? No. But there is a place that's perfect and right for you, and you deserve a chance to be able to explore that. So Live by Design Mexico Edition is talking to Americans and Canadians that have made the move to Mexico to hear their story, their journey, their ups and downs, their challenges, and all their wins. So you can hear it directly from people that have made this move that you are hoping to make one day, so you can make an informed decision and not just believe everything you see in the general news. Now, besides the Live by Design podcast, we also have the Taniel Chemsian Properties YouTube channel, in which we tour properties all throughout Puerto Vallarta, and we talk about real estate, how to purchase, how does a real estate trust function when you're purchasing on the coastline, and interviews with other real estate professionals and attorneys, financial planners, and notaries. So we provide all this information for you for free, so you can make a decision and live the life you truly want to live.
So you're going to find both those podcasts, both those YouTube channels down below, along with Taniel's website, so that you can get in touch with him or some of his agents. And other videos that I have for you, I've got one with Shasta from over in Bucerias. And Bucerias is just north of here, a little bit lower price point, a little bit different feel to it. So you can check that out. Otherwise, I've got videos that YouTube has chosen just for you down here. So from the romantic zone of Puerto Vallarta, wish you were here. Hasta luego.